Hello, everybody. We're here in the beautiful city of Salt Lake, here to interview people on their favorite movie and how it impacts them in their daily lives. Let's get to it. All right, so we're asking people what their favorite movie is and how it's impacted them. So, sir, what's your name?
My name is Jerem.
Jerem, nice to meet you, Jerem. My name's Nathan. So we're just wondering, how in your life have movies impacted you in your daily decisions, how you act, and your overall attitude about life? How have they impacted you?
Oh man, well, one of my favorite uses of movies and cinema is with my wife. On Friday, we usually watch a movie or a show together, and we're both pretty busy, so that's one time that we both know we can get each other's time, and so that's nice. It's good for my personal relationships. So.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. What do you say your favorite movie is?
My favorite movie, probably the Lord of the Rings series.
Nice. And why is that?
I don't know. They're just kind of, they've got everything you would want. Some action. They're kind of inspiring, and the ability of people to do amazing things, even if they're ordinary people. So
nice. So to sum it all up, it just basically it brings you and your wife closer together, and it just helps you build relationships with your loved ones.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Jerem, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, man.
Susan,
nice to meet you. I'm Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
So we're just asking people how movies impact them in their daily lives and the decisions they make. So for you, in your life, Susan, how have you used movies in your life, and how have they changed the way you see life in general?
Well, I don't see a lot of movies, but when I do, I'm kind of discriminating. I want to view a movie that's going to challenge my view of life somehow. So, expansive.
Interesting. So you kind of use movies to expand on what you know and challenge what you already believe in, if that makes sense. Right?
Yeah, without shock or trauma, because that's not unnecessary as far as I'm concerned.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what would you say your favorite movie is, and why?
Yeah, a long time ago, it used to be The Year of Living Dangerously. Have you ever heard of that movie?
I think so. I think I've heard of that. When was that one released?
Oh, gosh, it was with Mel Gibson.
I know that. Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Yeah, and he was in. It was during a revolution in. I'm blacking where it was, but
right.
Anyway, and so there's a wisdom figure in the movie that talks about adding your light to the sum of lights.
Right.
And that has always stuck with me as a true thing to live by. So a movie that would give me a insight that's wisdom over time is what I would look for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this movie you watched so many years ago, you still carry that little message with you your whole life.
I still use it.
That's awesome. Well, Susan, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with us. We appreciate your help. You have a good one. All right, so what were you guys' names?
I'm Chisa.
Chisa? Unique name. I love that.
Thank you.
And then yours is?
Doran.
Doran. Nice to meet you guys. I'm Nathan, and we're just asking people on the streets of what their favorite movies are and how movies in general have impacted their lives and influenced their daily decisions. So
Cool.
for you first, what was your name again?
Chisa.
Chisa. So unique. I've never heard that name. I'm sorry. For you, how have movies impacted your daily life?
Well, so my favorite movie is actually Remember the Titans.
Oh, love that movie.
And I feel like it's just, it's about uniting people, overcoming hard things, and I just love watching it with people as well. So I feel like movies brings people together, and yeah, that's why I like them.
Awesome. So if you feel like it helps you build relationships with your loved ones as you watch these movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Doran, right?
Yep.
For you, the same question. How have movies influenced you? Your favorite movie and why?
I'm not sure that I have a favorite. I have
That's totally fine.
lots. Hard to pick one. But I think more than anything, movies inspire me to see new things, see new places, and get out there and see what there is.
Awesome. Do you have any movies that really resonate with you and you still carry with you as a message?
I don't know if anyone's ever seen the documentary 180 Degrees South. It's about a guy that hops on a boat and finds his way to Chile and climbs a mountain. So those are the kind of movies that I like more than any other.
It almost inspires you to go out and do something greater,
sure.
right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you guys taking the time and to help us out with this project. You guys, thank you so much. All right, so what's your name, ma'am? Krista, nice to meet you. I'm Nathan. So we're just asking people around Salt Lake what movies impact them and how they influence them in their daily lives and the decisions they make. So for you, Krista, right? How have movies impacted you in your daily life? Your attitude, your decisions, anything?
Well, I guess it depends on the movie that I've watched that day. Like, if it was a sad movie, I guess I'd be down and kind of in the dumps. But if it was a happy movie, then I'd probably be out happy and go lucky.
Awesome. So you would say movies have a pretty big impact on your daily life.
Uh-huh.
What would you say your favorite movie is?
Anne Angela's Ashes is my favorite movie.
Angela's Ashes. Why do you say that?
It's just a good, heartfelt, old-time movie.
That's awesome. Well, that's awesome. That's great to hear. We appreciate you taking the time, Krista.
You're all right.
All right, what was your name, sir?
I'm Corey.
Corey. My name's Nathan. So good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, what would you say movies have an impact? Like, how would you say they impact your daily life?
So in my daily life, I use movies as an escape from reality, a way to get away from all the hustle and bustle, the stress of paying bills, being an adult, all that type of stuff. So it's just a way to cut back and relax.
That's awesome.
Is the way that I would say I use movies.
That's great. And what would you say your favorite movie is? Did you think of that?
I'm trying to think of that. There's a lot of movies that I'm good to watch at any point of the day. Marley and Me.
Oh, tearjerker.
Yeah, it kills me every time. But Nightmare on Elm Street is a good horror movie. Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my childhood favorites. Fox and the Hound, stuff like that. So it's kind of more generalized towards older movies or movies that I watched growing up is what I would say.
Do you have a lot of movies that after you watch it, you feel inspired to do something or do something greater, you know what I'm saying?
I can get that feeling. I typically don't get that from movies, but there have been a couple movies where I do watch them and I say, I could do better in my everyday life. But
that's awesome. But in general, you would say movies have a pretty great impact on you, but you use it more of like an escape from reality in general.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time, man. Great answers.
Not a problem.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
What was your name, sir?
My name's Chris.
Chris, my name's Nathan. So good to meet you. So we're asking people around here just what movies impact them and how they impact them in their daily lives and the decisions they make and their overall perspective on life.
Wow, all right, that's a good question.
It's kind of deep.
Yeah, well, I like some of the classics, like Boone-Weld,
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But then you got like Pulp Fiction was really monumental film for me. Herzog, Fitzcarraldo, dragging that ship over the mountain, all those goes. Yeah, so I guess, what is it? I don't know. I think if you're talking, let's take Herzog for a second, okay? A real good blending of reality and film, and him kind of actually creating this incredible event in front of the camera, but it stands alone, it's an incredible event without the camera. So
that's really interesting. And for you, like, what movies have really resonated with you and left like a message that you still carry with you in your daily life?
Still carry with me in the daily life.
Yeah.
I can't get. There's a documentary I'm watching right now on Hemingway. It's a Burns film, I think, right? And I'm carrying that around right now, but that's not so much a film. That's a documentary about a writer.
But that still counts. I would say documentaries still count.
Okay, good.
So what about that film really resonates with you and almost inspires you in a way?
Well, I think it's been a while since I've read some Hemingway, and so hearing passages from his novel read by an actor with all the visuals behind it, it made me want to go back and read it, and it made me appreciate it a lot more than maybe I did originally.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for taking the time to help us out with this project.
You got it, man.
We appreciate it. All right, sir, what was your name?
Nick Gonzalez.
Nick Gonzalez. All right, great to meet you. I'm Nathan.
Nice to meet you,
So we're just asking random people about movies and how they impact their daily lives. So for you, how do you use movies in your life and how do they impact you?
For instance, when I was younger, when I first saw Jurassic Park, I would go outside and dig for dinosaur bones, essentially.
That's awesome.
And to this day, those moments where you're like, this is a total Jurassic Park moment. And same with other stuff like Terminator and RoboCop. Those were like big movies for me growing up, and Conan too. It was just like showed you kind of like essentially like how to grow up before that you grew up.
Absolutely. So you would say movies really have an influence on your like attitude and just like your creativity in life.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. So what movies, I guess I would say, what have influenced you in a way that's inspired you, like that have carried a message that you still have with you in your daily life that you still like draw from?
A hard one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh God. The only thing that's come to mind is Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming.
Yes, absolutely, dude. That's a fantastic one. Just really teaches you to persevere and keep going, right? That's awesome.
Exactly.
What would you say your favorite movie is?
Favorite movie of all time would probably be Starship Troopers.
Why would you say that?
Because it just shows you I had read the book before I saw the movie, so it meant more to me then. But essentially, like, you can't be expecting handouts and be given everything and and enjoy you know, all this freedoms and stuff like that without having to sacrifice something.
That's amazing.
For the great, you know, to achieve all those.
Awesome. Well, I'll have to go and watch that one. I've never seen that one.
You'll love it.
Well, thank you so much, Nick, right?
Yep.
Nick, it was nice to meet you.
Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
so
you
much
as
for
well.
helping
Thank
us out. All right, what was your name, sir?
Patrick.
Patrick. My name's Nathan. It's really good to meet you, Patrick.
Nathan.
So we're interviewing random people around City Creek of just what their favorite movies are and how they impact them in their daily lives. So for you, how do you use movies? Why do you watch movies? And how do they impact you?
For me, actually, first of all, it's different stage according to my age, right? And current stage is like I enjoy it. I watch movie like entertainment. So that's the probably the major reason I watch.
So you mainly watch movies just to have just a little enjoyment to entertain yourself?
Yes, that's probably the majority of the reason. Yeah.
Do you ever watch movies to like inspire you or to make you just feel better about life? Do you have any movies like that?
Definitely. Yeah, but at this moment I cannot think about on top of my head. Let me think. I watch a lot of movie on Netflix.
Yes.
So Netflix. Of course, I was inspired by actually a movie called Eurovision.
Eurovision?
Yeah, Eurovision. But there is a subtitle I cannot remember. It's talk about the Eurovision, song competition. It's a European, annual competition, and the guy and the girl actually grew in a pretty small town in Iceland, I think.
Iceland. Okay.
Yeah, they never thought about to be famous, but eventually they got the opportunity, and they became famous. But they still love their lifestyle. They went back to the small town. They settled in the small town. They married. They got kids. After probably a couple years, they still sing in the small, bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they enjoy their life. So that's why it's inspired me. I think even you have the chance to be famous, to make a lot of money, but you still go back to your original.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's of course a couple of songs in the movie I also enjoy.
Right.
Yeah.
And you still carry that message with you in your life, and it still inspires you to this day. What was that movie called again?
I think the major title is Eurovision.
Eurovision.
If you go back to check online, so you will tell the Eurovision is an annual contest, music contest in Europe.
We'll have to go watch that one. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, that's.
But what was your name again?
Patrick.
Patrick. So good to meet you, Patrick. Thank you so much for helping us out.
Where do you guys work from?